graph option, just click it. Oh, this is great. So software is showing the minimum threshold value, which is zero point 0.5 according to the standard, and this is the line. Software automatically drawn the line on each construct. Here we have different construct, individual performance, information quality, moderating. Because moderating is the perfect value is equal to 1. So we will not consider this value. And this is a service quality, software quality. So software quality, we were facing some problem in software quality, but now we have achieved this minimum threshold value, minimum the criteria. So now we can confirm the conversion validity construct wise, not item wise. So this is the reason we have different construct, not items. This is the complete construct. Service quality, we are not talking about the items of service quality or the questions of service quality. We are taking the complete construct as a whole. So this is the confirmation of conversion validity construct wise. So now we are going to move toward the next reliability techniques, because this is the point of construct reliability and validity. We have some other options like if you go back to the matrix, yes, this one is the Cronbach alpha. So Cronbach alpha value is greater than zero point 0.7, which is acceptable value. This is also greater than zero point 0.7, zero point 0.7, zero point 0.7. This is our goodness. All the values are acceptable, and all the values are showing the reliability in the data in the responses. So this is also the composite reliability. After removing the outliers from the data, we take the averages. So this value is also very acceptable and very good. So all the values are greater than zero point 0.7. So we confirm the reliability and validity. So we also confirm the conversion validity item wise. So all the items are showing the greater value zero point 0.6 or zero point 0.7, which confirm the conversion validity item wise. And this is the conversion validity construct wise, AV value, conversion validity construct wise. And this is the reliability, composite reliability, and this is the Cronbach alpha reliability. So at this moment, at this stage, we already confirm the conversion validity item wise and construct wise, and also the reliability through Cronbach alpha and through composite reliability. We can also draw the diagram or the chart of Cronbach alpha and composite reliability. So the threshold value, software automatically sets the threshold value, which is zero point 0.7. So all the constructs are showing, for example, information, individual performance, information quality, all the constructs are showing the this value is which is greater than zero point 0.7, which is our acceptable level. So this is great. I think this point is clear to you, and this is very, very wonderful software, very wonderful findings, and I believe you people are enjoying the findings of Smart PLS. So now this is the time to move toward discriminant validity. So we need to just highlight that we confirm the conversion validity. All the AV values are greater than zero point 0.5 construct wise, and all the lambda value loading values are greater than zero point 0.7. This is great. Now this is the time to discuss the discriminant validity, and we can test the discriminant validity through Fornell-Larker criteria and through HTMT, heterotrait monotrait models. So now I would like to discuss, I would like to apply the Fornell-Larker criteria and then HTMT criteria, and then also the cross-loading value. Okay, one by one, we are going to apply to confirm the discriminant validity. So discriminant validity means a person should be loyal with the family. Okay, so the next point I would like to discuss that this is the yes. If you click on discriminant validity, yes, our goodness. This is the Fornell-Larker criteria. So according to the Fornell-Larker criteria, the diagonal value should be greater than the off diagonal value. So this value is basically square root of AV value, and this diagonal value should be greater than the off diagonal value. This is the diagonal value. You know about diagonal line. This is the diagonal line, and I just highlight in two diagonal lines the values. Okay, so if we compare the value with the on construct, for example, this is the individual performance. Individual performance value with individual performance is 0.762. We are comparing the construct with its own construct. So its value is 0.762. But if you compare individual performance with information quality, will have 0.568, which is less than 0.762. And this is also less than 0.762. This is also less than 0.762. This is also less than 0.762. So if we compare individual performance with all the other constructs, so we are having the less value. These values are off diagonal value. These values are called as off diagonal values. So these are off diagonal values are less, but this diagonal value with on construct is greater. So it's confirm the discriminant validity construct wise, not item wise, because we have construct, not a single item. We have the complete as a whole constructs. So similarly, I just need to remove it. If you check the other constructs, for example, you have information quality, and this is the information quality. Its value with information quality is 0.765. Oh, yes, this is the dangerous value, 0.06, but still it is less than this value. So information quality with information quality, this value and this value. Information quality with the information quality with the on constructs value is 0.765, which is greater than the values with the other construct. This is also lesser value. This is also lesser value. It also confirms the discriminant validity. Construct wise, not item wise. So now we are going to test the cross loading value. We can also export this Fornell-Larker criteria. We can just click Excel format, and we need to go back to the Excel or Word. We need to select it and convert into table, convert text to table. Okay, this is our goodness. Last column is empty. We need to delete the column. We need to auto fit according to window. Yes, so this is the diagonal value. I need to highlight with yellow. This is the diagonal value, and diagonal value with the on construct is greater than the off diagonal values. Unfortunately, we cannot compare the last diagonal value with the other construct's value. So this is the single value, but we can say that this is very larger value. So there should not be the problem of a discriminant validity construct wise. So this is the diagonal value, and this is the off diagonal value. This is the off diagonal value. So the diagonal value should be greater with as compared to these off diagonal values. So this diagonal value information quality with information quality is greater. So a person has greater values toward the family as compared to the family of other people. So which confirms the discriminant validity construct wise, not item wise. So now we need to check the cross loading value. Where is the cross loading value? Oh yes, our goodness, this is the cross loading value. And what is the criteria? There should not be the significant cross loading value. So significant cross loading values mean the loading value should not be greater in the other constructs, should be greater in their own constructs. So we need to click on this cross loading values. Yes, this one. So we need to export it in the Word document, Excel format, and you can put them in the Word document, select them, and insert table to text to table. Okay, this is great. And this is the last column which is useless. Delete this column and just auto fit according to the window. Now we have IP. IP mean individual performance. So this is the individual performance. So all the constructs are, all the items are of IP is greater than zero point 0.7, and if you compare this value with the value of other constructs, if you cross match or cross load on the other constructs, so all other values are less than this value. This value is greater 0.747, which confirms the discriminant validity, that this particular person or this particular item is valid in the own family, not in the family other families. So there is no significant cross loading value. There is values but not the greater value as compared to the value which is be being showed in that particular on construct. So we also confirm the discriminant validity cross-loading with the of the other constructs like information quality. So for information quality, these are the constructs. And for now moving toward service quality, these are the 5 items. For system quality, these are the items. Okay, now the things are more clearer. I think the things are clear. This is the moderator, and we cannot compare the moderating values, because the reason is that uh, moderator has only single item construct value. So we can compare it because a moderating value with the moderating is greater one, but it is lesser with the other constructs. So it also shows the confirmation of discriminant validity. So we already tested the construct-wise discriminant validity through Fornell-Larker criteria. We also confirmed the item-wise discriminant validity through cross-loading value. So when we cross-load the values, there is no significant cross-loading value. So significant cross-loading values mean the item of irrelevant construct should if the item is showing the more loading value in other constructs which are totally irrelevant, not relating to that particular item. So we can say that in our case there is no evidence of cross loading, significant cross loading, and there is no evidence of discriminant, uh, there is no evidence of problem. So we can confirm that there is discriminant validity. We can discriminate, the item can discriminate the on constructs and the other constructs. So I'm using the words on constructs, on families, and the families of other people. This is the on construct, and this one is the other constructs. Other constructs. construct. Constructs mean more constructs, but on construct is one construct. So we compare the on constructs with the other constructs. So the other constructs, in other constructs, its value is lesser, but in on constructs, its value is greater as compared to the other constructs. So we confirm the existence of discriminant validity. There should be discriminant validity. There should be the presence of discriminant validity. We should discriminate. We should discriminate. So item should discriminate the on constructs with the other constructs. So in the on construct, item should shows the maximum values, but in other construct, it should show the lesser value. So now we have another criteria, which is HTMT, heterotrait monotrait models. So I already mentioned that HTMT values should be less than 0.8, which is the threshold value. So all the values are green, and which confirms the discriminant validity construct wise. So we can also check the graph of HTMT. This is great, and the threshold value for the HTMT is 0.8, and this is the line 0.8 upper boundary line, and our all the constructs are within this boundary line, which shows the confirmation of uh, um, discriminant validity construct wise. This is our goodness, and our all results are good. So we confirm this particular slide. We confirm the Fornell-Larker criteria, square root value of the on construct should be greater, should be larger than the off diagonal values. So we also tested this particular criteria. We also tested the item wise. There should not be cross-loading values. So this is basically what we already completed. Reliability, validity. So in this way, we have tested the measurement model. We have tested the measurement theory. So now, theoretically, I want to discuss a very important phenomena, a very important concept. So please tell me, this is the construct of information quality, and we are measuring information quality with these 7 questions, IQ 1 to IQ 7. We are measuring this information quality with 7 questions. So I'm going to repeat this my statement. I need your full attention, please. Leave your thoughts, leave the other thinkings, leave all the other your focus. Just I need your full attention. What I would like to say you, and I need your feedback, and I need the answer from your side. So my question is that this is one construct, information quality, one variable, and we measure this variable by asking 7 different questions, IQ 1 to IQ 7. So who said that if you want to measure information quality, you need to ask 7 questions, IQ 7, IQ 6, IQ 5, IQ 4, 3, 2, 1. Who said? Yes, this is my question. I'm expecting the
The
answer
person,
from
the
your side.
person who has
Who
first
said
time in it.
that information quality should be measured with 7 questions, not with 8 question or 10 question or 4 question or 3 question? Who
There's
said that
Lodit,
IQ
That the
level,
person actually
IQ information quality
the
should be
person who has
measured with the 7 items?
Lodit
Yes,
Saab, the
the
can you
researcher
tell
person
who
me
the
first time,
person
the first time who
to
tested
adapt this.
the theory and
any
gave
guess?
the person or the
Hello,
researcher first time who tested the theory and gave the instrument, he validated it
Can you hear
all.
me?
the person. Hello, sir, आपको आवाज आ रही है?
Can you
Can you
hear
hear me,
my
sir?
voice?
Yes,
Hello?
we can
Yeah,
hear
sure.
you, but can you hear us?
Hello?
Hello.
So,
Hello?
So
Hello,
can
sir.
you hear us?
Is unable to hear our voice.
Hello, audience. Can you hear my
Yes,
Yes,
voice?
sir.
sir, are you?
we
That
all are here.
cross-loading value.
Hello.
Hello.
I cannot hear your voice.
Where are you?
You may write the message in the chat box. If you could hear my voice.
Yes, sir. We can hear.
Okay, that's wonderful. But I cannot hear your voice. I don't know what is the problem. So my question is that who said that this particular variable should be measured? Uh, okay, thank you very much. So who said? Because someone said we believe that these items were developed by some theorist. I'm using the word theorist. Theorist are those people who develop the theories. So there are two types of theories. Mind it. This is very important concept I'm going to share with you people. Number one is measurement theory. Measurement theory. Measurement theory mean a theory which was developed by some theorist to measure this particular construct. So I personally I adopted the instrument of Gabel. Gabel is very famous information system scientist. So Gabel developed this 7-item scale for measuring the information quality. So Gabel is the theorist who developed the measurement theory, and I tested, Dr. Lodhi tested this theory of Gabel in the context of Pakistan and I confirm the theory of 7-item scale, that all items are showing the significant loading value, significant reliability value, significant cross-loading value, significant uh, 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 Fornell Larker criteria or HTMT. So we are confirming the theory of Gabel. So we are confirming the measurement theory, not the relationship theory. So Gabel established this instrument and developed this instrument, and this is the measurement theory. So we are testing only this model, measurement model, outer model. We are not talking about these beta values, inner models. We are not talking about these values. We are only measuring the outer models, loading values, reliability values. So there are two types of model in structure equation modeling, outer model and inner model. We are not talking that information quality will increase service quality. We are not talking. We are only talking that we have measured these instrument either these measures are showing the reliability or validity or not. So this is the first step in structure equation modeling. If we fail to confirm the measurement theory, then we cannot go for the relationship model. So in the first step, we need to confirm the uh, measurement theory, confirm the validity and reliability of measurement theory. So this is what we already confirmed by applying the Cronbach alpha, the uh, uh, the AV value, composite reliability value, cross-loading value, Fornell Larker criteria or HTMT criteria. So we already confirmed the validity and reliability of the measurement model. So now this is the time to go
Hello.
toward testing the
Excuse
relationship
me.
model. So
Sir,
how
can
we
you
can
hear
test
me?
the relationship model? This is not new to
Hello.
you. This is not new to you because you people already applied the testing of relationship model. This is what we already discussed since the last 2 days. So this is the second step. We are going to apply the second step. That
Salman,
was the first step, and the
Salman
first step
question.
was testing the measurement model. We already tested the measurement model and we already tested the
Yes.
measurement theory. So, but one thing you should keep in mind, in software quality, we excluded 4 items. So if Gabel developed the items 11 item scale, so we will tell the Gabel that, oh Gabel, you developed this 11 item scale, but we are failed to confirm your 4 items. So we excluded those items from the construct because of their low loading value, low validity or reliability. So this is the reason we exclude it. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, sir,
sir.
we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Please write the
There
message.
is
Okay,
yeah,
that's
sir.
wonderful. So I would like to repeat my statements. We already tested the measurement theory. So Gabel developed the instrument to measure software quality with 11 items, 11 item scale. But we deleted 4 items. We deleted 4 items. Why we deleted these 4 items? Because of their less validity, less loading values, or less uh, AV value. So the items were not valid in the context of Pakistan. So if the total items are 11, so we, in the confirmatory analysis, we confirm uh, only 7 items. I don't know. These are the 7 items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. So we deleted 5 items from the constructs. So from the 11 item scale, we confirmed only 6 items. Sorry, 6 items, and we deleted 5 items. So 6 item is the valid in our context of Pakistan. So this is the confirmatory factor analysis. We confirm 6 item in our context, while the 5 items are not valid in the context of Pakistan, in the data of Pakistan.
Sir,
So
I have a
now we are
question.
moving
Sir,
toward
can you hear me?
testing the relationship model.
Hello.
This is the second step.
Sir, can you hear
Toward
me?
testing the
I have a
relationship
question.
model. And this is also known testing the path model or testing the relationship model, where there are 3 main criterias according to Hare et al. Hare said that Hare et al. 2014. No, I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. So at the moment, it is difficult for me to disconnect and connect. So after completing my this portion, I will definitely reconnect, and I will have your different questions and answer. Yes, you are right. This is the reason we apply the scale in our context. So we test the validity and reliability in Pakistan, in Pakistani data, in Pakistani people. So we test the measurement model. Either this measurement model is fit according to Pakistani data or not. So in measurement model, we test the reliability and validity. Amara, okay. So now we are moving toward the second step, which is testing the path model or testing the relationship model. So there are 3 different criteria. One is beta value should be greater than 0.2, p value should be less than 0.05, and t value should be greater than 1.96. Yes, Fiaz, this is the fault of the uh, yes, we cannot say that this is only the fault of Pakistan, because Pakistan has we cannot use this terminology fault. Pakistan has its own context, so Pakistan has its own value. So Gabel's instrument is not perfectly fit in Pakistani context. This is the right word. We can say that Gabel is right, Pakistani data is right, but there is a gap of theory, measurement theory. So this is the reason that we need to develop a new measurement theory in the context of Pakistan. So this is what we are trying to discover the measurement model of COVID-19 practices. So COVID is the new phenomena. We need to develop the different constructs and different measurement scales for COVID-19. Yes, you are right. This situation is not fit according to the scale, and but we can also say that the scale is not fit. Uh, this is the vice versa. Scale is not fit according to our this model is the Gora model. This model is the Australian model, and this is not fit according to the Asian context. So yes, we can say vice versa. The model is not perfectly fit according to our data, and our data is not perfectly fit in that particular model. So this is vice versa. So this is the reason we need to develop the new theory. Yes, as a researcher, we are totally non-contrived. We are unbiased. Okay, thank you very much for the participation. Now we need to test this path model, and we have few minutes, so the session's time is going to be ended. So we need to calculate the bootstrapping technique. So we already applied the PLS algorithm technique. Now this is the time to apply the bootstrapping technique. We apply the bootstrapping technique, and software will get the results of bootstrapping. So these are those results we already discussed in last 2-3 days. So the first value is beta value. Beta value should be greater than 0.2, but maybe if this value is less than even zero point 0.2, this is 0.19. So it is still acceptable, but this is the weak relation. We need to check the p-value for the acceptance or rejection of hypothesis. So the p-value is green, accept this moderating effect. So moderation is not proven in our context. Its t value is also less than 1.96, but the rest of the values are greater than 1.96, and p value is less than 0.05, which confirms the relationship and the confidence level. So all the values are greater than zero point 0.2. So it's mean 0.289, the first variable. It's mean if there if other factor remain constant, there is 1 unit change in individual performance, it will increase service quality by 0.289 units. So this is acceptable, and this is great. Now we are moving toward this is hypothesis testing, and there are also some indirect effects. This is what we already discussed yesterday. This is the one mediation model, and the p-value is less than 0.05, and it's confirmed the indirect relationship of system quality with service quality through information quality. So we need to multiply a if you remember this model, SQ in the center, information quality, IQ, and this is serve Q, service quality. So serve Q, and this is AI, this is BI. So we need to calculate the indirect effect, IE. Indirect effect, the formula for indirect effect is AI multiplied by BI, AI into BI. So what is AI? If we go back on the path model, the relationship of information software quality on information quality, software quality on information quality, this is 0.70, 0.706, this one. And what is the relationship of IQ on serve queue? IQ, information quality, on serve queue. This is 0.2 multiplied by 0.264. And if we calculate this value, calculator, 0.264 multiplied by 0.706 will have 0.18 uh, 0.19. If you round it, then we'll have 0.19 value, and which is the indirect effect value. So we can go back 19 value, indirect effect. Yes, this is great. 0.19, 186, or if you round it, then it will become 0.19. So this is statistically significant, which is the evidence of mediation. So we also confirm the mediation, and we also confirm the relationship between the different variables. So this is the bootstrapping result, path coefficient, and all. We can also have this path coefficient histogram. We can put in our appendix section of the data. This is great. So uh, all the relationships separately, it is showing. So audience, this is the second step, and there is also the third step, which is also very important, which is the testing model fit. So testing model fit, there are different criterias like F-scale criteria, and I will share these slides. You will compare the F-scale value, either your model is fit or not. There is also some other criterias like NFI value, like chi-square value, like R-square value. R-square is also another very other criteria for goodness of fit. So R-square value in the cross-sectional data should be greater than 0.25. So in time series data, it should be greater than 0.9, which is very tough criteria. So in panel data, it should be greater than 0.5. So, but in cross-sectional data, it should be greater than 0.25, which is uh, very easy criteria. So now we need to check this model fit. So for the testing of model fit, we need to come back to the PLS algorithm. This is the PLS algorithm we already applied. This is the model fit, and this is the R square or F square values. So if you click on R square or F square, you can easily find it. And this is also the model fit criteria. So I believe you people are listening me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, I will share these slides. I will share these slides. Okay, I will share these slides. So because we have limited time, and I have planned to discuss your articles. The time is going. Now we need to wind up the session. So why people are asking the question? They are not listening me.
No,
Okay,
No,
your
sir.
thank you
voice.
very much. So don't mention these questions. So I'm confused. I need to go back toward the questions. So just hold it. So I'm asking, and the what are the different criterias for the model fit? The first criteria is R square. If you click on R square, so R square value is greater than 0.25. So R square value is calculated on the dependent variable, where the arrows are hit, where the different arrows, the different variable uh, target the dependent variables. So for example, we can calculate the R square of information quality, because this arrow is variable, and we can also calculate the R square of service quality, because 1, 2, 3, and 4 arrows are hitting this particular construct. So this is the dependent, where the arrow are connected and hit a particular variable, then it becomes the dependent variable. So we calculate the R square value of dependent variable, but this is R square value is calculated while we apply the PLS algorithm. So we need to apply PLS algorithm again, calculate PLS algorithm and start calculation. Oh yes, our goodness. Now we are, this diagram is also according to PLS algorithm. Previously it was according to bootstrapping. So this is PLS algorithm. So here we can find the R square value in the construct. So its value is 0.499. Its value is 0.446. So here there is no R square value. There is no R square value because these are not the dependent variables. So we calculate the R square value of the dependent variables, and the quality criteria is it should be greater than 0.25. So now we are going to check this R square, and we can also have the diagram or graph of R square. So this is green, and green is the symbol of positivity or symbol of hope. So this is basically the green values of R square, and this is the matrix. We can also put this value while we are reporting or writing the area, writing the findings. Then the next one is F square value. Oh yes, F square values are sometimes green, sometimes black. Black is also dangerous, and red is very dangerous. So we can also have the diagram of R square value. Its minimum threshold value is, I think, 0.15. Okay, if we check it from the slides, R square value, its value should be, yes, 0.15. It should be greater than 0.15. If its value is from 0.02 to 0.15, it's mean very low fit or not fit R square. So 0.15 is the minimum criteria. So this is the reason that software automatically show the this line. So this situation is dangerous according to F square if the it is not fit according to relationship wise. So we have option not to report this F square value. We can conceal our weaknesses. So this is the weakness, and we should go for the other model fit criteria because R square is good. This is good. You should report them, and there is also model fit criteria. And yes, our goodness. This is SRMR value, standardized residual mean standard SRMR. If I Google it, SRMR, model fit abbreviation. So SRMR, standardized root mean square residual. This is in structuration modeling. So its value should be less than 0.08. 0.08. It should be less than 0.08. So our value is 0.057, which is acceptable value. So this is our goodness. So we ignore this value. We ignore this value. We may ignore this chi-square value, but we cannot ignore this NFI value. Its value should be near to 1 or near to zero point 0.9. So its value is zero point 0.8, which is also acceptable. So we need to report this value, NFI value. So quality criteria are good fit. So there is another quality criteria. I just need to apply the blindfolding technique. So audience, you need to write the things on the paper. This is the time to apply blindfolding technique. We need to go back to the diagram, and this is calculate, and this is blindfolding. So by applying the blindfolding technique, we can get the Q square value. Blindfolding, calculate, yes. So this is the Q square value. So Q square, how we can calculate the Q square? Q square is equal to 1 minus SSE divided by SSO. This is SSO, this is SSE. So we don't need to go to the formula. Don't forget about this formula. Only remember that this value is calculated on the dependent variable, where the arrows are being you can say that where the arrows hit on that particular variable. So the dependent variables, we calculate the r square value on the dependent variables. So it should not be 0. The criteria or the its value should be greater than 0, r square value. So it should not be near to 0. So if this value is not near to 0, it shows the goodness of fit. It is also the fit criteria, goodness of fit criteria. So you need to report these two values rather than reporting all this table. Don't need to report all this table. Only report these two values of Q square. So you can find this Q square value if you Google it, Q square blind folding. Blind folding, and F square is the effect size and Q square is the predictive relevance, Q square value. So in blind folding, Q square value, we need to Q square value. This one is Q square, and Q square value. Oh yes, yes, my goodness. This is the criteria. A Q square value should be larger than 0. So on the endogenous variable, endogenous latent variable, endogenous mean the dependent variables. So where the arrows hit dependent variables, so it should be larger than 0. It should not be near to 0 Q square values. So this is also the quality criteria. So audience, I will not take your much time. Thank you very much for your participation. And tomorrow, inshallah, we'll be testing the different moderated mediation model. I already extracted, but I didn't get the chance to discuss because today the lecture was very important. And now we can confidently say that we have learned this technique, smart PLS. There are 3 steps I need to repeat. The first step is testing measurement model. This second step is testing path model. And this third step is testing model fit. So there are 3 steps in smart PLS or partial least square statistical modeling: testing measurement model, testing path model, and testing model fit. So we already discussed all these steps, and I believe you people have learned a lot this technique, and I believe you people have also read a number of articles which are based on smart PLS technique. So this is the first time I would like to give you the assignment, and maybe some oral quiz or some oral test will be conducted tomorrow in 10 to 15 minutes. I will ask the question from you people, and you need to show your screen and you need to show your papers. So please, this is my humble request. If you want to fully apply this technique and you want to get your paper published in Impact Factor Journal, then definitely you should check all the application of these techniques, measurement model, relationship model, or model fit, and the different values like F square, Q square, beta value, T value. You need to find in your research paper. You have already searched from the internet. So tomorrow, inshallah, I will allow you people to share your screen and show the different wonderful papers and the different concept where you can find the different application of these things which we have discussed. So thank you very much. Okay, this is wonderful. Thank you, Mara, for your appreciation. Thank you, Dr. Leonardo. You are very great brother, and you are my brother. All the brothers and sisters, you are most welcome for joining this session. Inshallah, we'll meet again tomorrow, and we'll discuss the number of wonderful things in inshallah tomorrow. So you people are very wonderful people. I really appreciate, and I didn't get the chance to appreciate you people. You are very energetic, because I'm very happy to just know I'm very glad to know the discussion and your activities, because you have already created different teams. You people are working, and you people are very energetically working on the different ideas and different papers. So now this is very premature level, and I will not say to anyone not to create the groups or not to create the teams. I will say definitely you should create the groups, and you should make the discussion. So the discussions will be the premature discussion, but later on it will be matured, inshallah. So you people discuss the things with each other, and encourage each other people, because there are different types of personality, I can understand. But if you want to become the leader of the team, this is the group. But this is the difference between group and team. So after this particular group will make the specific teams. So in that particular teams, you people will be the team leaders. So maybe in one team you will be the leader, in another team you will be the team member. So if you will be the leader, you need to learn the different being a leader in the team. So encourage each and every person. You need to appreciate, you need to give time, you need to listen them. So that would be very wonderful strategy, best strategies for leading the effective teams. So inshallah the things will be very good, and inshallah you people will publish the papers in Impact Factor Journal. So this is the opportunity. Get the opportunity, capture the opportunity, and grab the opportunity. But some people are waiting, and some other people just grab the opportunity. For example, working with Dr. Jihan is a great opportunity. Working with Dr. Faizan is a great opportunity. So if someone raise the level and just do it, do and understand this technique and apply, and select the papers and write the proposal and share with the Dr. Jihan or Dr. Faizan or Dr. Leonardo. So these people are very great people, very wonderful personalities. So some people will be waiting, just waiting. So those people who will be waiting, they will lose their opportunity. So the opportunity will go to the other people. The opportunity will never wait for you. So this is the time you should fully concentrate and fully learn this technique. So I teach you only 20%. So this is your responsibility to learn remaining 80% through different video tutorials, exercises. So tomorrow will be yours. So your time, you should spare your time tomorrow in the whole day and do this exercise more than whatever I shared with you. More than. So uh, when we'll again meet tomorrow in the evening, you people have more knowledge than me, inshallah. So this would be wonderful. So inshallah the things will be very good and in a very effective manner. So I'm very thankful to all of you, Dr. Leonardo, Said Saab, you are very wonderful man. You are very great. And Amara, yes, thank you so much. And Amber is very active. And so Shahira, all the people, Ramsha, and how I can forget to acknowledge Mr. Fayaz Ghafoor. Fayaz is very wonderful, very energetic, very learned personality, and all you people are very wonderful. So inshallah we'll meet again, and please forgive me and if I didn't acknowledge any person. So all you people are very wonderful people. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll again meet with the new topic. Thank you so much. Thank you, audience. Thank you, my dear friends. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll meet again.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir, and Hafiz.
Thank you so much, sir, for your session. I am ending the meeting.